Hello, Guy. There has been much debate about why the United States could be so modern, whether the US blatantly copied the advanced era of Hitler to create the B-2 spirit. Let's watch the following video.
As a significant advancement beyond the general knowledge of the aviation industry of that era, the secrets in the design of the Horton Ho 229 remain not fully grasped and understood. As you may know, rarely does one see an aircraft design with a blended wingbody configuration in the sky because it is extremely difficult to make it fly. Removing the tail, which serves the function of maintaining stability and preventing the aircraft from yawing, would make the aircraft much harder to control. So, let's pause and think about why someone would create something so challenging to fly. The answer is quite simple. Such an aircraft with this structure would be highly effective. It would be extremely difficult to detect by radar, partly due to the absence of a tail. The multifaceted shape of the tail section makes it easy for the aircraft to deflect and send back radar signals, thus making it detectable. Removing the tail would help avoid this. The streamlined shape with fewer angles also reduces aerodynamic drag, making the aircraft move more smoothly, consume less fuel, and potentially fly faster than a conventional aircraft design using the same type of engine. In theory, all these ideas are perfect, but putting them into practice is much more challenging. Designing a tailless aircraft is indeed a headache, which is why the Horton Ho 229 that you are admiring is truly impressive and superior. Its technology propelled Germany to become a leading nation in aviation in the 20th century. The Horton brothers, Walter and Reymar, began designing aircraft in the early 1930s. This was a time when Berlin was still prohibited from having an air force under the constraints of the Versailles Treaty, signed after World War I. The Horton brothers joined a glider sports club to bypass the ban, which also laid the groundwork for the establishment of the Luftwaffe, the German Air Force, by the Nazis. They secretly trained by flying on various gliders and sailplanes to learn the basics of flight. Their product was dubbed the 3x1000 project because its operational characteristics included carrying 1,000 kilograms of bombs, having a range of 1,000 kilometers, and reaching a maximum speed of 1,000 kilometers per hour, truly dream specifications for bomber aircraft at that time. With a speed of 1,000 kilometers per hour, the Ho 229 could outpace any Allied fighter, as even the P-51 Mustang, used by the US military, had a maximum speed of nearly 700 kilometers per hour. Thus, Adolf Hitler had a trump card to gain air superiority over formidable adversaries. However, considering only the advantages that this product brings, it is still not enough. Can you identify the biggest and most challenging issue behind this design? It is the stability during flight. The Horton Ho 229 tends to yaw from side to side even in the most favorable flying conditions, and it faces significant drag because it lacks a tail. So how can a tailless aircraft overcome this issue? To answer this difficult question, Walter and Reymar used a long and thin wing design, unlike the traditional elliptical wing of aircraft. This wing ratio helps distribute the weight of the aircraft over a large cross-section, while reducing the amount of air that forms vortices around the wings, the cause of drag that slows down the aircraft. The aircraft wings, in various ways, act like bird wings during flight. Evolution clearly shows that no bird needs to have an additional vertical tail like an aircraft tail. Now, let's turn our attention to the screen, as Global Conflicts Explained will provide valuable information about the special variants of this aircraft. This is the first test model named H.9V1. It was a glider without an engine, flying on March 1, 1944, designed to test aerodynamic characteristics. The second model, H.9V2, was equipped with Junkers Jumo 004 jet engines and successfully flew on February 2, 1945, demonstrating the aircraft's handling capabilities, albeit with slight instability. They conducted some mock dogfights with a Messerschmitt Me 262, and the H.9V2 even appeared significantly superior. However, 2 weeks later, on February 18, disaster struck during the third test flight. The aircraft crashed due to engine trouble, and the pilot of the H.9V2 on that day died from severe injuries. Subsequently, this test model was completely destroyed. The project of this miraculous weapon aimed at dominating the skies under Adolf Hitler appeared to come to an end. But no, the project continued, and just a month later, the third test model was born, named Ho-229 V3. Looking at the V3 from the outside, it is larger than previous models, with modified shapes, completed to create a prototype for the fighter aircraft named Ho-229A0, capable of carrying 108 Malawian Quachas 30mm cannons under the wings. In addition, test models such as the two-seat V4, Night Fighter V5, weapons testing V6, and two-seat training V7 were also manufactured. But these were just experimental prototypes. It was not until the Gotha Group, the leading bomber aircraft manufacturer in Germany during World War I, intervened that the production line officially started. The progenitor of tailless aircraft is a combination of two main materials, wood and steel. The wing system is entirely made of wood except for the steel frame. It is also equipped with two 30mm cannon machine guns. Under the aircraft wings are bomb racks designed. Because it uses wood, a cooling system for the engine casing with cold air was installed to prevent the wooden structures from catching fire. Moreover, the Germans also equipped the aircraft with stealth technology, while the development of modern stealth technologies in the United States began only in 1958. You may find this illogical, right? Don't jump to conclusions. Because Raymar Horton mixed coal dust with wood glue and applied it to the outer shell of the aircraft to absorb electromagnetic waves. He believed that this could help the aircraft avoid radar detection. And to some extent, many experts have described the Horton Ho-229 as the world's first stealth aircraft. However, the ahead-of-its-time design of this masterpiece could not save Nazi Germany from defeat. After World War II ended, Washington began Operation Paperclip, seizing all advanced weapon research of Nazi Germany to bring back home. Despite their desire, the Soviet Union could not access these top-secret technologies. Therefore, the precious child of the Horton brothers never had the opportunity to fight for its homeland again. A Horton glider and the Ho-229 V3, in the final assembly stage at the Gotha Group's factory, were sent to the US for research. On the way, they were briefly sent to the Royal Aircraft Establishment, RA, Farnborough in England to see if British jet engines could be fitted to them, but unfortunately, the mountings were incompatible. This was also one of the few aircraft of that period to reach a ceiling of up to 15,000 m. Therefore, the term revolution is perhaps still not fully appropriate when we talk about the Horton Ho-229 and its creators. They have gone further than anyone else in this field in the world. The tailless aircraft design achieved some success in the 1950s, mainly due to the efforts of Jack Northrop, who was inspired by observing the products of the Horton brothers. In the late 1940s, Northrop failed with the tailless YB-35 bomber aircraft design. The aircraft experienced excessive vibrations caused by propeller engines. This proved that the German engineers were right to use jet engines with the Ho-229. The YB-49 design, which he test flew in 1947, was equipped with jet engines. Although it was never put into service, it paved the way for the development of the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, a design with many similarities to the Horton Ho-229. There have been many objections to this argument. So where do they resemble each other? According to Global Conflicts Explained, the descendant of the B-2 Spirit almost entirely inherits the rounded, smooth structure without sharp angles of the Ho-229. The B-2's wing design does not have any significant vertical surfaces, even the tail of the aircraft. In fact, its smooth surface is designed to entirely dissipate radar waves, and you cannot see the engines because they are hidden in the rear section, to avoid emitting any heat signatures. The B-2 Spirit is one of 3 strategic bomber aircraft currently serving in the U.S. Air Force, along with the agile Rockwell B-1 Lancer and the legendary B-52 Stratofortress, a bomber that has been continuously modernized since the 1950s. Although Northrop Grumman has never wanted to get involved in the controversies surrounding whether the product of the 2 German engineers is the predecessor of the B-2 heavy bomber or not, in 2008, despite public opinion, they refurbished the Horton Ho-229 V3 test model to evaluate its stealth capabilities against radar in the 1940s. The test results truly surprised the scientific community, as the radar cross-section, RCS, of the B-2 prototype was about 40% lower than that of the mainstay Messerschmitt Bf-109 fighter of Nazi Germany at the time. If it approached the coasts of England and France at a speed of 885 km per hour at an altitude of 15-30 m above sea level, even the most advanced British early warning radar system, the Chain Home, would have only 2 minutes to react before the coastal area turned into a battlefield. Imagine if the Horton Ho 229 had been deployed and participated in the intense air raids during World War II, to what extent it would have changed the course of the war. At that time, it is very likely that the British, French, and Polish would have spoken German for the rest of their lives. Currently, you can witness the cutting-edge weapon of Nazi Germany, the Horton Ho 229, at the Smithsonian Museum in the United States. With the design and technology that this aircraft carries, it will surely not disappoint you. The information just now has concluded our exploration of today's history. Please share your emotions about the world's first tailless fighter jet by leaving a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to not miss the latest videos from Global Conflicts Explained. And now, goodbye and have a peaceful day.